to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain your week. Got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in the question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to the Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you. This interstellar chasm of a podcast can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and Spotify. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And with me is my also host, the Siegfried to my Maxie, Ozzy Austin.
I am the corpulent space horror, begging for patronage. Come and feel my warm girth, and we shall become family.
Well, you think the Silver Surfer would have sex with that?
No, probably someone from the Invincible comics, though, would.
Oh, the Invincible comics are horrible, dude. Not in a bad way. Invincible's an amazing comic. Read it. But that's, That's like a Metalocalypse and Spider-Man had a baby.
Yeah, so I will say this much. I went through a nervous break, apparently, and I stayed up for 2 days reading all of Sandman and all of Invincible comics. Don't know why, but I guess I was just like in the middle of like completing my master's program work for the summer, and I finished it, and I had like this nervous energy of like anxiety, so I just finished 2 whole comic runs. But I will say this much: Invincible, pretty damn good. Sandman, pretty much damn better.
Well, Sandman, dude. It's hard to compare the two. I mean, Robert Kirkman's a great writer. He also did The Walking Dead, for those who want some context. Invincible was his take on superheroes, and it's a damn good take.
Damn, it's a really good take.
Yeah.
Like, what happens if Superman was not really that great?
You know what? And that's a trope that was good until they ran it into the ground.
Yeah, Invincible was like one of the first ones that actually really did it well.
It's one of the first ones to actually do the, what if Superman was, brighter the picture, darker the negative kind of situation. And I like that trope when it's done well. But then you get your Injustices, you get the Boys, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You get your, Irredeemable, I think it's the name of the comic. I mentioned it before.
I think so.
With the Plutonian dog.
There's just a lot to go off of that. And I will say, I love how they just kind of make it, oh yeah, these Superman-like people, they are just spreading the genes super hard because they want to make more babies like them that are super powerful, super warlike, invincible people. Like, oh, let's just have tons of babies and go kill everyone.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like the Mongolians, dude. Just point armies in every direction of the earth and just walk forward. We're going to spread our influence, dude.
It's not a huge spoiler, but they literally have like some guy go, hey, I found this race that just ages within like super fast degrees, as in a teenager on Earth would be like 6 months old on this planet. I'm just going to go have so many kids and make an army out of that.
That's super smart.
It is. It's super.
It's
super
gross. It's gross, but it's super smart, dude.
Also, they do a lot of smart things in this too. Like the main girl, Christ, what's Mark's wife's name? I forgot.
Oh, dude, you're making me think about it. I haven't read that book in years. I remember
redhead, pink costume.
I know exactly who you're talking about too.
Her powers were eventually like, oh, she just rearranges atoms.
But that's reality manipulation on a certain level, though.
I mean, she does it. Like, once we get, like, towards, like, the middle of the comic book run, she just goes, yeah, I'm just going to go refurbish Africa.
Yeah. Okay, there's a whole thing I could talk about. Like, characters who are crazy more powerful than if you sat and thought about it. Like, Iceman is
broken and funny.
Iceman is super broken in the comics. Because it's like, oh, he makes ice. Like, no, he's slowing down molecules on a molecular level. That means he can manipulate molecules.
Remember that time he gave Emma Frost like damn near brain hemorrhaging by slowing down the blood to her brain and told her, if you don't stop, I'm going to continue doing this.
Yeah, because Emma Frost was the one that opened up his eyes to how powerful he could be. She was like, you are such a child. Like, I had your powers for like 5 minutes, and she was doing all types of crazy stuff, like teleporting anywhere on Earth instantaneously as long as there's moisture in the air. Doing crazy stuff. She was like, you really need to think about it. Like, you are probably one of the most dangerous people here.
And I love how they just have characters like that within Invincible, like Rexplode, the guy who transforms inorganic matter into bombs by touching them.
Yeah, he's Gambit. Gambit's another one of those characters who's stupid powerful.
But he's complete dickwad in the comic, which is great.
Yeah, and they're just too stupid to kind of get the real grasp of their ability, you know. And that keeps them balanced, you know.
Exactly. And honestly, they have how about this? They have a Civil War moment near the end, and they do it really, really well.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about with that?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
They do it really well in that comic. I'm just going to say.
Robert Kirkman's a beast, man. I wish he wrote more.
Yeah.
But he got burnt out. The Walking Dead literally killed him.
Yeah, I can imagine why.
He was like, I don't want
all that money.
All that money. He got JR. He got what's the guy who writes
George R. Martin?
He got George R. Martin, Doug. Too much money. He started choking on it. You know?
Meanwhile, you got Neil Gaiman over here who's like, yo, like, I have an audiobook based off Sandman comics now, guys. Go listen to that.
Neil Gaiman is what Alan Moore should have been.
If Alan Moore didn't decide to go crazy.
Like, if Alan Moore just had a little more chill in him, he would have been Neil Gaiman. And everybody would love him. But Alan Moore is ultra crazy, dog.
God, if you haven't already, go check out the Sandman audiobook on Audible. There's like sound design, there's orchestras, there's various
is that out?
Actors.
With like Kat Dennings and
it's out right
James
now on Audible.
Ooh, okay, good to know. I'm gonna listen to that this week at work. Okay.
I can't tell you how good it is because they do everything from the very beginning when he's captured, and then all the way. I haven't finished it, so I'm not going to say anything else. Okay. But they go from the very beginning when he's captured in 1800s, and there's like at least Andy Serkis is in this.
Okay, so I didn't know it was out yet. If it's out, then I'm
oh my god! Oh my god! Performed by Riz Ahmed, Kat Dennings, Taron Egerton, Neil Gaiman, James McAvoy, Samantha Morton, BB Newworth, Andy Serkis, and Michael fucking Sheen.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this. I didn't know it was out, so I'm definitely going to pick that up.
I knew about.
And I have a free audiobook too. I have a free Audible book, so I've been sitting on it. So this will be that.
Just do yourselves a favor. Download this book today. If you haven't already, go ahead and listen to it because, oh my God, like it's just the Cain and Abel scenes alone are worth the purchase. God damn.
Also, Audible, if you're listening, sponsor
me. I have at least 50 books on Audible. I will chill the hell out of that series.
Audible's good and it fits our demographic, bruh.
God, yes. I can't tell you how many times I listened to, I have at least 500 hours listening on Audible web pages.
Yeah, the last Audible book I bought was The Hellbound Heart.
I've listened to the Wheel of Time series 3 times with Audible.
You know, it's
3 times.
I would prefer to just read it, but I'm waiting on my reading glasses to come in from the optometrist. The eyes, they burn. So Audible's a nice little reprieve, and I can still get my literature in. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And also, people, if you just do Audible for right now, if you just sign up, you get a free book, like a free classical book to read and listen to, like Frankenstein or Dracula. Just do yourselves a favor and go get the goddamn series.
Hey, guess what? Do you have multiple email addresses?
Exactly.
That's all I'm going to say. They're not sponsoring us yet, damn it.
Christ. Anyway, so how has your week been, Mike?
My week has been supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you did it. I wish I had. This is the one time I did wish I had sound effects, because I would play the "Come On Down" music from The Price Is Right. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, week has been cool. I buzzed my hair because it was starting to get too crazy. You know, the pandemic look was starting to get a little too aggressive, as it were.
Aggressive is a good way to put it. Okay, yeah.
You know, too many jalapenos can ruin the nachos. You know what I mean? So, I mean, jalapenos are too good to pass. Too many, like 70 on one plate.
I mean, I would prefer a prolapsed anus over nothing.
Well, that's what you're going to get if you eat 70 jalapenos, dude. You ever heard the term "you taste it twice"? You know. So I didn't do much this week. I'm still playing Paper Mario, the Origami King. That's been fun. Finally got the boss fight system down, so it's a little bit funner now.
My wife went through the Phoenix fight and she hated it, and then she went through the area with the toads with no faces recently. Yeah,
that's some Eldritch horror shit. Yeah, the game is not as bitey as Thousand Year Door, because come on, Thousand Year Door had drug deals going on in game, in real life. So been doing that. Been watching more Ghost of Tsushima. Starting to get. Oh, I played Carrion.
Ooh, off like the PC or Switch or what?
I played off Switch.
How is that? I hear it's really good.
That game is marvelous, dude. That game is melting butter on a piece of lobster, dude. That game is milky. It's a horror based kind of 32-bit ish genre game where you play as pretty much the Thing, and you're ravaging this like top secret lab, and this thing's powers keep changing as you're leveling up, and the locomotion of this thing is so good, and the vibrate physics on the Switch are really, really good. So it just feels weighty. It feels like, you know how you have half a bottle of soda and you're moving the water, and the weight is shifting with it. It feels so good, this game. It plays so well. It's difficult. It gets difficult after a while because as difficulty spikes, but I'm having more fun with that than anything right now because it's just a really brain dead, not really brain dead, but it's a very execution unintensive game. And that's kind of what I've been wanting to play right now, because the next big game I'm probably going to play is Marvel's Avengers. That's coming out in a month or so. Eventually. That's probably if I'm being honest with myself, this probably will be the last PS4 game I save up and play. But in the meantime, I want to play a lot of non-brain busters, you know. I want to kind of just eat my sushi, you know. I'm not trying to eat like a big old, 40-ounce steak, if that makes any sense.
No, I get that.
You know, I'm just trying to take it easy. Switch is perfect for that. So I haven't touched my PS4. I've been just all Switch lately because they have those kind of games. I've been playing Hyper Light Drifter. You know what I'm saying? That game rules. Katana Zero. I've been playing a lot of like 8-bit-ish games and just taking them with, you know.
That makes a whole lot of sense because honestly, the Switch is just the perfect game console right now. It's just like I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go jump around a little bit.
Yeah, and you just take it with you. I'm gonna play at home, and when I'm done playing at home, I take it with me to where I'm working at during this pandemic. And on my lunch breaks, I go outside. I sit out in the yard and play me some Carrion, play me some Paper Mario. Get home, dock it, pick up right where I left off. It's so I could see why they're sold out now. Because the Switch is so pandemic friendly. It's so quarantine friendly.
So here's two things to that situation. One, what about the game called Blasphemous? You've seen that.
That's one of the games on my list. It was between Blasphemous and Carrion. I want to play Carrion more.
Well, they just announced a DLC for Blasphemous.
I know. I want to get Hollow Knight. There's a Ori and the Blind Forest is coming. Also, for speaking of PS4, Cuphead is now on PS4.
That's going to be on the newscast. So I'm just going to do one more thing, and we'll get to the news after that.
Yeah.
With your week after blah 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 blah. Yeah, I can't speak anymore today. Blah. Okay. God damn it.
Eat the words.
Eat and consume. Anywho,
words.
You say that Marvel's Avengers will probably be your last PS4 game, yeah?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like, man.
What about Star Wars Squadrons?
I'm going to wait until the PS5. A lot of these games, like Ghost of Tsushima, like Squadrons, I don't have I want to, see, the thing is, I'm going to do the friend thing because my buddy has a VR headset. So I'm going to go halvesies with him and buy Squadrons because he's a big Star Wars. Brian of MOTN Reviews, he's a big Star Wars guy. I'm going to ask him to go halvesies with me. So he can get it. We could play it on his system with the VR set. So I can experience it, see if he likes it. You know what I mean? So that's my plan with that. But I do plan on buying the game proper on the 5. I'm just all these really graphics intensive 100 gigabyte download games. I'm just waiting for the 5, dude.
Well, the biggest problem with that though is that the fact of, I don't know. When the PS5 launches around Thanksgiving or so,
it's going to be a madhouse, dude.
You know what else is going to come out around that time as well?
What?
Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm not worried about Cyberpunk, man. It's a single player experience. You know, it's not going anywhere. It's exactly the same way I feel about Ghost of Tsushima. It's like it's not going anywhere. There are going to be killers out there that are way better than me if I don't play it immediately. So I'm cool with just chilling. As long as I'm not spoiled, you know what I mean? Which is a high chance.
But, yeah.
But with Cyberpunk, because I'm not familiar with the source material, I'm not really afraid of spoiling in a game like that. Now, this is God of War 2, and you literally have a weekend to beat it. Otherwise, you will be spoiled. Then that's where you feel that FOMO, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like Last of Us 2. The FOMO was real on that game. People were spoiling that game seconds after. When it got leaked, it was being spoiled.
I mean, fear of missing out is just such a weird generational thing at this point, I think.
And it's all social media, dude. Like, it's like when we were kids, fear of missing out was way less harsh.
It wasn't really a thing.
It wasn't a thing because all your friends didn't have it yet. You know? You know? God. Not some guy who waited up till, you know, for 3 days and, you know, across the world who threw it on your Twitter feed. Now you know, Darth Vader's his father. You know, like, that FOMO is so rough. And it's FOMO mixed with the fear of spoilers. You know?
Yeah.
It's both. And that tandem is stressful, man. You know? Especially about things you care about.
I would agree with that. I mean, it can be stressful when it's something that you really, really enjoy and you don't want to hear anything about besides you just want to experience it yourself.
Yep. I didn't have it so bad. The last time I had it really, really bad was Avengers Endgame. I had it bad. I didn't go on Twitter for 2 weeks. The channel suffered. I didn't even want to record. I was like, if I hear one damn thing about this movie, I'm going to flip out. Now it's like, I don't want to hear it. And I had to wait, and I saw the movie. I didn't see it opening night. I saw it like that morning. And I was just a stress ball, man. I was like, I can't go on Twitter. You can't go on Facebook because some asshole will just drop something, you know. Spider-Man becomes a duck. What? Spoilers. Anywho, let me finish out my week.
For sure.
Last thing I did. And this will be the first time I utter these words on this podcast, but it's a thing. And Austin already knows what I'm talking about because I blame him. And that's Operation Greenhorn. Operation Greenhorn is a project that I have been thinking about every waking moment for the past 2 weeks. And what that is my bumbling and stumbling into the world of Gundam model kit customization. And I literally was watching a video on enhanced scribing techniques seconds before this
Jesus
podcast.
Christ.
And that hasn't stopped all weekend.
Oh, you've gotten deep.
I am stupid deep, dude.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry, but that's hilarious.
I'm calling Southern California Japanese importers because I need a special kind of water decal for this one set that's hard to find.
Have you already started putting stuff together and started painting and you got
nothing yet. I'm missing one component. I'm missing panel lining ink. I can't find it. And
Interesting.
And I have to have the whole set before I can rock and roll. I can't start baking my pizza and the pepperonis are on the way. You know what I mean? Like, I have to have it together. So there's this huge project I'm working on.
So you need like a panel line accent color, like black, essentially?
Black or gray to black for the, black is very rarely used, but mostly gray, brown, and white, because the gray will accentuate the lighter pieces, like the whites. The black, the white will accentuate, the blacker pieces, because you just want that pop. You need that separation. And this thing is eating my entire brain. I can't, even now I'm thinking about it. Think about color combinations and going online and doing different kind of mock. I saw this guy. He did Army Fatigue custom colors on a shield for one of the, for a Zeku. And this dude cut out individual masking tape slits to make the Army Fatigue pattern and did 6 coats of different colors to get the Army Fatigue looking right.
Nice.
It was beautiful, dude. So needless to say, I don't know how this is going to manifest on the channel just yet.
Your phone's blowing up.
I know, it's driving me crazy. It's my dang, is that you? Bastard. Stop making me turn stuff off in the middle of this podcast.
You didn't see what I sent you, did you?
No, I didn't.
You probably should whenever I talk about my week after this. Go ahead.
You know what? All right, go into your week, man. Operation Greenhorn, look out for it. It's going down basement.
Anyway, my week's been pretty well. I just finished my master program courses for the summer. And Mike is just now discovering what I've sent him off of Amazon. That is perfect for exactly what he just talked about.
I don't know. This is the one I'm waiting on. See, arrives August 11th or 13th. That's too long for me, bro. That's too long to wait.
It's better now than later, isn't it? Especially that last thing I sent you.
That's too much. I'm not over here I'm not Brundlefly, dude. I'm over here trying to make the flux capacitor.
I know.
Baby.
I know.
I
just had to do it. I'm just had to do it.
Because you're an enabler, Doug.
Exactly. I'm a little devil on the shoulder. Doing pretty well. Courses are done. Thank God. I'm playing through Ghost of Tsushima myself. Ghost of Tsushima. And I'm going to say probably 60% done. I just need to get through the rest of Act 2. Then I'll move on to Act 3. And I've completed most of the stuff. Like most of my armor, most of my gear, most of my skills are upgraded to almost full. I just need to get to Act 3 and start finishing things off in that area of the island. I have read all of Sandman and all of Invincible. Recommend it. Super highly so. Really good. And at this point, I am waiting for my next courses to begin. I'm going to start woodworking again for the first time in months in my garage and have a good time spraying sawdust everywhere. And I have so many projects planned for that. I'm going to make so many cutting boards and tables and headboards and oh my.
I have such sights to show you.
I can't wait so I can make like a cutting board for my friend, a utensil holder for another friend, a doggy toy box for my in-laws. Maybe look at getting a headboard and bed frame set up for my in-laws as well.
Can you make me a functional La Marchante puzzle box?
That would be too much. And I also don't have the blood of the clergy to dip it in, I imagine, or whatever.
You didn't send that to you yet?
Nah. You still got to send me a Unicorn Gundam Perfect Grade.
I'm working on it. I'm waiting for mine to come in the mail, dude. Damn.
No, you got to send it to me first. I'll make it for you. Anyway.
All right, bet. As long as it has the blood of the fallen in it.
I know, Christ.
Then I can do what I need to do on my end.
Oh my God. Anywho, not much besides that. Just honestly having a good time, just going through the motions, and waiting for next classes, I suppose. Even though I just got done with my most recent one somehow. So
nice. Finish up schooling so you can be smarter, and then you can not work harder.
Exactly.
You know what? I cherish our online friendship. I have to tell you. Thank you for being a friend, going down the road and back again. I know your heart is good. You're a pal and you're a confidant.
I feel like there's a but coming up.
And if you threw a party, I would invite everyone you knew. And then you would see that the biggest gift would be from me. And I have a card attached that would say, thank you for being a friend.
Aw. It's like that Golden Girls theme song.
It's exactly that Golden Girls theme song.
Man, that is the most callback of callbacks before I was even born.
I want that shit sung at my funeral, dog.
That's actually that wouldn't be that bad of a funeral song, honestly.
I want that sung at my funeral by by an old middle-aged Ariana Grande, dog. Doing all the runs doing all the runs, dude. Yeah. Speaking of friends, we did a poll this week because it was National Friendship Week. I don't know. There's so many national days. I think people make them up. But needless to say, it's National Friendship Week. So I did a poll on the Nerdiverse channel on Twitter, which is @mnerdiverse. Please like and follow our channel if you'd like to participate in our polls. And ask the Nerdiverse, of these 4 friends, which friendship is your favorite?
So, hot take. Sonic and Tails, pretty good. Han Solo and Chewbacca, okay. Ash and Pikachu, that's a slave relationship, guys. Don't follow that. Superman and Batman. Superman and Batman is so sexually tense, it's almost comedic in a way that they would go for other women instead of each other.
You know what? I don't like the defiling of this list. That's first of all. How dare you? I would defend every choice made on this list to death. Damn it. Plus, I couldn't think of any. There's a give and take with these lists because I could think of some really obscure stuff. I can't put Booster Gold in
Blue Beetle
up against, Han and Chewie, man. They're gonna get eaten up. So you got to put things that people know. I was trying to think of good anime friends, but the problem with anime and shonen is that these guys don't have friends. They have rivals. Goku and Vegeta aren't friends. They're rivals. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
They're not friends, so they don't hang out. If
Goku's a shitty person, doesn't hang out with anybody.
That's what I'm saying. They don't hang out. If Vegeta's at the house playing with his kids, he sees Goku shows up, he knows it's going to be some bullshit. He's like, damn it.
And Vegeta's like, I want to go to the theme park with my son. God damn it.
Vegeta's trying to, hang out with what's their daughter's name?
Bra.
He's trying to hang out with Bra, dog. Goku's like, no, I'm back on my bullshit. So, the way it shook down, and I would defend Ash and Pikachu, because yes, there is a very non-friendship basis in Pokemon in general, but those two have been through some stuff, dude.
The only way you will find true Pokemon human relationships out of friendship is in the Pokemon Detective Pikachu movie. That's the most realistic version of hey, they aren't always in balls. Sometimes they just walk around with us in public.
The only other friendship I can think of in Pokemon that's that strong is Jesse James and Meowth.
That's actually pretty good. That's pretty strong.
They're better friends. I don't know if they're better friends than Ash and Pikachu, but they're damn good friends. That thing is never in a ball. Meowth has never been in a ball once, dude.
That's very true, actually.
And Meowth can talk, so he's already on that Detective Pikachu level,
But we digress.
Did they ever explain why Meowth can talk?
Yeah, because he watched people do it so many times because he wanted to impress this one girl he was really, really crushing on. So he tried to speak like a human, but it didn't really impress her.
Makes sense. That's some Thanos shit right there.
So let's break down this poll of the week. So dead last, of course, is Ash and Pikachu.
14%. Understood. Anime always does bad on lists like this. I don't know why. Anime always does bad.
No weebs.
No weebs. None allowed. Third place.
Batman and Soups.
Batman, Superman. 24%. Understandable. You got some heavy hitters on this list.
Sonic and Tails in second place.
29%.
I can see it. I mean, honestly, Tails feels like he's always chasing after Sonic and helping Sonic. Sonic's more like, haha, thanks, Tails. Yeah.
It's a very Ryu-Ken kind of friendship.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Tails is literally, figuratively and literally always behind Sonic. But in the 90s, there was nothing cooler than Sonic and Tails. You know what I mean?
That's true.
My nostalgia ate that up. And of course, and mind you, this was a pretty close poll. Han and Solo edged it out 33%.
I can see it.
Han and Solo.
I can believe it.
Han and Chewie, man. A man, pretty much a boy and his dog. How do you defeat that?
His big, like, blaster crossbow wielding dog that rips people's arms off.
I love that story. And Steven Spielberg has done this multiple times. The color scheme for Chewbacca is the same color scheme for Gizmo from Gremlins. And that's because when they were making these costumes and these puppets, Steven Spielberg would walk by and say, "Make it look like my dog." And then they would just, whatever color dog. I guess that's the color scheme of Steven Spielberg's dog. So they both apply to both creations. You know what I mean?
That's pretty funny, actually.
And if you think about it, if you look at Gizmo and Chewie at the same time, it's like, okay, I see it. You know, it's just Steven Spielberg injecting his dog into every single movie he possibly can.
That's not surprising.
And making ultra history, you know?
It wouldn't be Steven Spielberg. It'd be George Lucas.
Nah, because they were all tight back then. Steven Spielberg, George Lucas were really tight. This is back during American Graffiti E.T. times. So they would consult on each other's movies. Even I even heard that George Lucas had some hand in Jaws, low key. You know what I mean? So they were real tight back then. I don't know if there are nowadays, because you know George is on Skywalker Ranch, just salty as hell. His own listening to Sith holocrons in the dark. You know,
no joke.
You know, George, man, bruh.
Anywho, it's interesting seeing these two take the lead, I guess. But people really like Han and Chewie.
People love them some Star Wars. Dog, never change it. Never change Star Wars.
It's one of the most nostalgic fucking couples in the entire group.
Yeah, it's Lucy and Ethel without all the racism. You know, it's great.
Anywho, we gotta probably start driving through the news because we've been kind of meandering for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we do, man. We chill out. We see how we doing. We do some polls, and then we get to the business, dog. Is this enough news to do a yay or nay, or is this a good amount of news that we could just talk through?
Well, I do have a preference, actually, of a list of games I've noticed that aren't out yet that I want release dates of, if you want to preface that real quick.
All right, let's just do a quick little MOTN introspective on the games Austin wants to see release dates on. So hit me one at a time. I'll give you my hot take.
Hollow Knight Silksong.
Hollow Knight Silksong.
The DLC / expansion to the critically acclaimed Hollow Knight on PC and Switch.
We're in a pandemic. Give them more time.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep.
Ubisoft's Skull and Bones.
We're never seeing that game. They're gonna, never. Don't just wipe it out of your brain. Never.
They have said that they've basically recreated and relaunched this game like 3 separate times.
Never. It's in the same shame. It's in the same shame puddle as frickin' Beyond Good and Evil 2. We're never seeing that.
I don't care about Beyond Good and Evil. Ubisoft, specifically Ubisoft Singapore, who is the team behind this game, are the ones who made Assassin's Creed Black Flags with that amazing ship battle system.
Black Flag is like my favorite Assassin's Creed game. I love that game. But it's Ubisoft, man. They're going to scalebound this thing.
Yeah, well, maybe Ubisoft has a better history, at least with games.
This is in the same purgatory as Bayonetta 3, dude.
No, don't talk to the For Honor industry community right now. They're really pissed about Ubisoft at the moment for releasing basically a reskin version of an existing character.
Guess what? You could play as, speaking of Ubisoft, you could play as the Warden in Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
From For Honor.
Yeah, we talked about that beforehand. That's fucking wild still.
That's kind of nutty, dude. That's a weird ass pull, dude. Yeah, it does make you want to get it, huh? Just to see how it feels.
I know, right? Anyway, Skull and Bones. Next up, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
That game looks rough, dude. I think we got to wait. That's a PS5 exclusive.
It's coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. The thing is, where is it? Because I want to know. Because Bloodlines is a great game in the first place back in the 90s.
We're in a pandemic. Give it time.
That's what I have to say.
I hate to say it on that one, but that's pretty much what it is.
Bravely, go ahead.
No.
Just bravely going forward into a pandemic. I guess they have the time to do so.
Yeah, gotta wait. These things, they take time.
All right, how about this? Speaking of other bravery, Square Enix's Bravely Default 2.
That is one I'm worried about. That's one I've actually been waiting on too. That's a weird one because it's not like you're freaking making Red Dead Redemption 2, leaf physics. Put the game out. Unless the thing is 200 hours long, what's the holdup?
And the first one came out on the 3DS like years ago.
I love Bravely Default. I think it's a very interesting little RPG. But
it fell off in the second half, honestly. But the first half is still a great RPG in general.
Yeah, I dig it. I'm very curious to see where it's at in its development. You know what I mean?
I just want to see more of it now.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm right there with you on this one. Where is it?
It's coming to the Switch. That's all we know.
That's all I'm saying. Switch. I'm telling you, Switch is slowly starting to take. It's as the Switch glitters and golds, my PS4 is rusting and becoming. It's and starting to moss over, dude.
Fucking right, Jesus,
dude, just like that.
Okay. Here's the golden one I really want to know about. Where is Digimon Survive by Bandai Namco?
Bandai Namco, they're focused on they're focused on Dragon Ball Fighters updates, dude. You're not gonna see that thing.
Just give me Digimon Survive, please. I need this one in my life.
Tokyo Game Show is doing something very soon.
Oh, are they?
I think so. They're doing like a home thing, Apparently, Tokyo Game Show is coming up, dude. So you may get your wish on that one.
Yeah, when is that actually? I want to know.
I think September.
That's a little far away.
It's next month. It's the month after next. It's next month.
Tokyo Game Show Google search tells us, oh God, yeah, Wednesday, September 23rd.
That's what I'm saying. September, yeah.
Like the ass end of September.
Yeah, right before people start getting into a frenzy for Christmas shopping, man. That's how it goes. Yeah, you're going to see some stuff there. I know a lot of fighting games are going to be there. We're probably going to see what Elden Ring may be there. This is FromSoft.
Yes, Elden Ring. God damn it, guys. Give us Elden Ring. Crap.
We're not going to see that probably till the end of the ass end of the year. We'll probably get our actual gameplay trailer. That's my hot take on that. Probably.
Yeah, we're going to get Elden Ring probably 2021 at this point.
Yep. We're not going to see that anytime soon. Which I'm okay with. Take your time. I don't care.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm looking forward to it just because it looks so weird.
I just want to know. I want to know what Martin writing plus, Miyazaki, intuition breeds, It's a very Kojima, Guillermo del Toro kind of mix thing, kind of East and the West kind of mixing. Yeah. I love those kind of collaborations because you don't know what you're going to get,
And then we have Godfall, I guess. Yeah.
I'm not looking for that, man.
I'm
not looking for that at all.
After the gameplay trailer, I'm just like, ugh.
I don't. If that's all you have on your PS5, then maybe. But I'm not hyped for it, man.
All right. How about this? Supergiant Games. Okay. Hades release.
Hades has been out on beta, so you can play that now if you want.
I want the complete edition.
These things, they take time. They're hand drawing this stuff.
Oh God, Hades
it's like a team of 5 dudes hand drawing.
So good though. It's so fantastic.
It's like, okay, where's the Cuphead DLC? It's like 5 guys, dude.
We're gonna get the Netflix show before we get the DLC.
I will bet money. 100%. 100%. Because their team is so small. Their team is super small, dude.
That's true.
With those small teams, it takes time. They just gotta chug along,
Anyway, that's my list of games I want to know the status of release-wise. But for now, we will just have to wait.
We have to wait. Speaking of video games, let's keep this video game caboosing, shall we?
God damn it, Atlas Games. You finally gave us Persona 5 Scramble? Finally? After so long? The canonical sequel to Persona 5? Huh? Really, guys? God damn it, it should have been sooner.
I'm so happy I'm not into these games like that. Because this publisher would piss me off.
It's not so the publisher.
I'm so happy
Koei Tecmo. Koei Tecmo wants to put more Persona out there, but freaking Atlas Games is like...
That's what I mean. The developer. The developer would piss me off. I can't with those guys. Every time I hear something about Atlas Games being just total asshats and not really understanding how release dates work or how social media or how word of mouth marketing works, it's the most frustrating thing on the planet.
Remember that time when Persona 5 initially released and people tried to stream it at Twitch and Atlas said, we'll sue you if you do?
Yeah, they're doing the same thing. Persona 4 Golden just came out on Steam and they're asking people not to spoil it.
These people are so goddamn idiotic. That's not how streaming works.
The game is like 10 years old.
Too bad. Get over yourself.
That's why I'm so happy I'm not in these games because I would be so frustrated with these guys. I'd be like,
that's my life. That's my life.
Yeah, I couldn't. I would be so frustrated with these dudes, man. Like, you know what? Forget your game, dude. You can't have your cake and eat it too, man. Is what it boils down to.
No shit.
Oh, Jesus. Speaking of having your cake and eat it too, apparently the PS5 is going to have customizable faceplates.
So granted, I posted this on here because I saw the leak. However, this is from a Chinese forum. So take that with a grain of salt, people. Like, this is just rumor milling at best. But the potential to honestly change the faceplate of your PS5 to any color or design for, like, say, collector's edition, it'll be a lot easier to customize nowadays.
Or
which looks really cool.
Just remove it altogether for space reasons. Because without that stupid giant monolith cover, it's fairly small.
Fairly.
The faceplate add like 3 inches to the thing.
There's probably people who are going to like customize their own faceplates to minimize the space, honestly, pretty quickly.
That'd be sick. Just take off your white faceplate, do that water transfer on it, and put whatever you want on there. Like if I just want a Predator face on my PlayStation, why can't I have that?
There you go.
Speaking of hunters, we got some new gameplay of Marvel's Avengers. We were talking about that earlier. And we got the first DLC of this game, Hawkeye. I don't really care about Hawkeye. I'm just going to put that out there. That's not what I want to talk about with this.
I don't either. And honestly, I don't really care for the game because this is all you, baby.
I hate same day DLC. Yeah. I hate same day DLC. Well, I hate DLC that's planned on launch.
So there's a give and take to this. One, DLC that's day one, typically means that the team completed the game a while ago and they had some spare time and made a new project design, which was this character or armor set or blah, 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 blah.
Whatever.
If it's included for free, though, like it has been in some other games out there, which is like free download, that's pretty cool. That's sensical. But this whole like buy Mass Effect 3, buy this DLC character, which is really huge story important character for $15. Now, it's not cool.
From my understanding, and I do want to be clear, apparently all additional characters to Marvel's Avengers Square Enix game will be free. From my understanding.
Okay.
But if you want that sick classic costume Hawkeye skin, break bread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want that, if you want that Ed Brubaker Hawkeye David Aja custom, pizza dog outfit, break bread. You know what I mean? But the play as the character in its default setting should be free. At least that's the marketing, what they're saying about this game is that all additional characters will be free to play.
Yeah.
Which it's good. That's a plus. That's, yes.
I mean, this is not really my kind of game, but oh well. I mean, if they do make it free, they get more character variety. That's a good thing.
I just got to touch it. It's a Marvel property. Marvel has started to understand that they just can't chill from mobile games and you know what I mean? Because there was a period where Marvel was like, we're making so much money off Strike Force and Puzzle Bash and all these garbage phone games that probably bring them in wells of money. We need to get you know what I mean? But we need to get back into the gaming arena proper. So they've been trying to do that with Marvel's Spider-Man. It's their first real tiptoe back into AAA game decisions. And this is the second game that they're really trying to do that. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch was kind of like a test. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, that's a good game. But I just need to feel this game. I need to touch it. I need to see how it feels. Is it fun? Is Cap going to be fun? Because that's the one character I really want to play as. Probably Cap and Thor. I'm kind of curious to see how they play. It has a very Anthem, fly from point A to point B, shoot, land, fight kind of dynamic. I really want to see if that's fun. You know, flying around, jumping around as Hulk. I'm not sure what Black Widow's going to do. She's going to take a bus or something. But, you know, I don't know. She got a little scooter or something that just manifests like Iron Man's proton cannon. But I just want to see how it feels, man. If it sucks, then sucks. But there's going to be that day where that character you love comes into the game. You know, Moon Knight downloadable content.
That'd be hilarious.
And that's the smartest part. Is that you're gonna fall off the game, you're gonna get bored until your ears perk up. Wolverine downloadable content. You're like, ooh, I guess I'm back in. You know, my boy is in. You know what I mean? It's a fighting game trick. You know,
it really is. Actually,
it's a fighting game trick. It's like, oh, I'm not Street Fighter 5. I'm not really that really into it. You know, and then I don't like the characters. Blanca, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm back in. You know, Sagat, I'm back in, you know? So that's a really smart approach to it. That's all I got to say on that. Like, as I mentioned earlier, Cuphead's coming to the PS4. The little game that could, you know?
That's cool.
You know?
But that's all I have to say about it. Cause I know in the entirety of Cuphead, it looks fun. I couldn't play it cause it'd be too frustrating, but
yep.
Yeah. More platforms. Yeah.
I got it on Switch. I got Cuphead on Switch. Game thoroughly kicked my ass. I stopped playing.
Exactly.
I'm too old, man. My old man reflexes can't handle this, dog. Okay, I want to talk about this. The news article is about Guilty Gear Strive 5. Guilty Gear Strive, which is the next Guilty Gear game, which has been announced to come to the PS5, which makes me kind of want to wait and play Guilty Gear on the 5. But that's beside the point. This weekend was a monumental kind of moment in fighting game history. And what it was through Bandai Namco, the people who make Tekken, Harada-san, and through some American, like, influencers, they were able to gather, like, 8 of the developers from different fighting game genres, all in Japan, to all sit around and talk shop about the industry. It was amazing. So you had people from Capcom, you had people from SNK, you had people from Arc System Works, Bandai Namco, Eureka. Like, the reason it's so important is because that in Japanese business, that doesn't happen. Like, they're all very close to the vest. They don't talk to each other like that on a professional business level. They may drink with each other, they may be buddies outside of it, but the companies don't let them play together, right? Because they're all afraid they're all really afraid of stealing each other's tech. You know what I mean? So this just doesn't happen. It's like asking McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Wendy's to all be on a panel and talk about the future of fast food. They're not going to do it. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen. So they were able to pull all these, and not just the faces of the businesses, but the actual developers, the people who make the game, the people who are like doing character designs and choosing fighting game aesthetics and combat systems. They're all just sitting around talking about cool stuff like how do we pick additional characters? What do we feel about the online experience? What is the future of fighting games? It was one of the most fascinating panels I've ever seen in my life. It was so cool watching all these guys just chill and laugh and talk about their characters and be like, man, Street Fighter's been around for 30 years. You know, I bet you it was kind of interesting how you guys pick your characters coming from the directorial lead of Tekken. You know what I mean? Like, they just don't talk to each other. So because E3 didn't happen, they arranged this and they were like, yeah, this is really a special moment in video games. You know what I mean? So definitely want to talk about that for a second. And if you want to watch it online, I recommend it. It's about an hour long, 2 hours long. And they just talk shop, and they're just talking like they're just high level stuff. You know what I mean? And it's so fascinating. That's probably one of the best watches I had all week. But that being said, Arc System Works showed off this trailer for 2 new characters for Guilty Gear Strive, which is the next Guilty Gear game. And if you're a fighting game fan and have never heard of Guilty Gear, you have a lot of games to play, my man. Guilty Gear is fun. Guilty Gear is probably the most beautiful fighting game you can play right now. Maybe outside of Dragon Ball Z Fighters. You know?
So, quick question. Does Arc System Works do Guilty Gear and BlazBlue, or is BlazBlue handled by a different company entirely?
No, that's Arc System Works. Arc System Works is BlazBlue, BlazBlue Tag Battle, Dragon Ball Z Fighters, and Guilty Gear. And
so they do both. Yeah,
and Grand Blue Fantasy. Any game that looks like moving anime is probably Arc System Works.
Okay, then.
Those dudes are busy.
Because I knew Arc System Works did Persona, the fighting game, Arena, which is great, by the way. Yes. And they've done Dragon Ball Z Fighters. And I know Arc System Works is good in general. I didn't realize they did both these really huge anime games.
They're pretty much...
Guilty Gear is more so like the sensical anime game. BlazBlue is straight up just anime.
We're not even going to talk about the real stupid animes like Under Nights in Birth.
Oh, God.
Eunice, Doug. You know,
or like
French bread games, Doug.
What's that Tsukihime, I think, game?
I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about it's like the names are so weird. It's like Uneven Yeast, the Battle Coliseum.
Jesus, yeah, you're right.
You know?
And nonetheless, this all is very interesting. The question is, do you want to play these fighting games on the PS4 or on the Switch?
PS4, because you're going to have better. The latency is going to be better, and you're going to get more people fighting.
And you can potentially have an arcade stick cabinet.
And you can have an arcade stick attached to that. I don't know if the Switch has any arcade stick attachments, but when you're going to get a better player base, you're going to get a better net code, and you're going to get better graphics, and you're going to get a better well of people who are going to be playing it. And it's probably going to be cross-play.
I might pick this up for the PS5. I might pick it up.
Strive is going to be beautiful because it's that is bullshit blazing.
Okay, that song is actually really good.
That's Daisuke. He wrote the song. The guy who makes Guilty Gear makes the music.
And he made the game for the music.
And he makes the music for the game. We don't know. We don't know if it's the game for the music. We don't know if it's the music for the game. All we know is that Daisuke is a madman.
That should just be like the episode, like part of that song should be the episode closer for this episode.
Yeah. Oh no. Thank you. That's going to be I'm going to find some kind of trap version of that song. Throw it at the end. Cause that song is banging. Overdrive. No water.
That is bullshit blazing.
That's my shit.
My heart is blazing.
That shit is hard. And you do and then you're in mid combo. That shit is hype.
Exactly. All right. So
speaking of hype stuff.
Nay.
You're not feeling it?
I've never liked Battletoads.
What? You
Battletoads launches August 20th.
Oh, sweet, sweet child. You've never known the horrors of Battletoad, Doug.
I've seen the 4chan meme.
That's all you need, really. Battletoad launches October 20th. This game has been quiet since last E3. The reason I like it is because the animation is smooth as butter. It looks beautiful. It's going for an aesthetic, and it's nailing it. Just don't be so hard. You don't have to be crazy hard, man.
Yeah, it's.
I posted that. I was like, game looks great. Just, you don't have to be stupid hard. Like, you can be difficult. Just don't be difficult, man.
Yeah, I agree. It seems a little weird.
Like, okay, now I put this on the docket as a troll, but I don't even know if I really want to talk about it.
You mean heavy. The Marvel and the Marvel TV's racism?
Yeah, Marvel TV's Jeff Loeb racism. Right?
Where Anthony Mackie even commented, we don't need more people of color. We just need better treatment in general.
that is a whole, that's a MOTN After Dark, honestly, is the placement of people of color across the spectrum in popular culture.
So just for the headline people to understand, it's from IGN. The Daredevil actor accuses Marvel's TV Jeff Loeb of purposely minimizing Asian characters in the series.
I read this thing, and this happened during Daredevil season 2, I want to say, where both actors, Madame Gao and I can't remember the name of her subordinate villain. He's the one who's making these comments. Was reminiscing on a conversation he had with Jeff Loeb because they wanted to, because they had bigger roles originally in the series. And apparently Jeff Loeb said something, and I'm paraphrasing here, is that no one really cares to know more about Asian characters. It's pretty much what he just told him. And of course, him and Madame Gao were amazingly insulted by that sentiment. And it got to the point where these two actors were not even invited to the premiere. And they were like just at home, and they didn't know it was that night. And the actress who plays Madame Gao was amazingly felt she was disrespected. And that set him off to want to really start talking about this and making more awareness that there's still people who think like this, even at Marvel, where it seems so inclusive now. And no, but then again, this kind of happened many, many years ago at this point, right?
Oh yeah.
And
it's how Jeff Loeb apparently said in the writer's room, no one cares for Chinese or Asian people.
That's what happened. And they were in the room. They were like, well, are you word? You just gonna say that? You like, that's how you really feel? Person who's in charge? You know what I mean? Like, that sucks. That's horrible. You know what I mean? That's so ignorant. And
hey, it's like you do the thing that makes you money and you don't give a shit about other people in general. So you just make a really racist, horrible environment and people suffer because of it.
And that's kind of just, and sadly, that's just business rooms all across the world, you know, from Little Caesars to Sony. You probably get narcissistic, racist bastards all across the world like that.
But hey, they make money, so they must be good people. Haha. And safe capitalism.
Let's move on. I just wanted to bring awareness to that and say that
it's awful. It's just awfully shitty, and those people should be ashamed of themselves.
And Jeff Loeb is a clown, and I've never liked him. I never liked his work. Even
I wish he lost his job.
Man, give Marvel time, dude. If they, you know, it's not, you know, they're gonna Jeff Gunn him, dude. You know,
hopefully. Shit.
What's it? Not Jeff Gunn. The director of James Gunn. Thank you.
James Gunn. Yes.
Mess up the name. Yeah, get him out of there.
Well, he got back anyway.
But you know, because he said I was being stupid and I humbly apologized, and they even let him back into the fold. Loeb, I don't think so much. And he ruined heroes, so fuck Loeb. Pardon my French.
Yeah. But moving on to better news, Watchmen, the comic turned HBO series, has gotten 20 primetime Emmy nominations.
26 primetime Emmy
26 nominations. That's hilariously huge.
Austin, did you watch this?
I still need to. I haven't had the time.
Oh my glob. Watchmen is so effing good. It's so effing. I had a whole episode where Winter was getting frustrated because I kept talking about it. I was like, Winter, do you know what Black Wall Street was? He was like, what?
Oh God, Black Wall Street.
And the opening of Watchmen, it's just Black Wall Street going down.
Like literally or figuratively?
Literally. The opening of Watchmen is a retelling of the massacre of Black Wall Street. And how that feeds into the whole storyline of this Watchmen kind of spinoff. And it's crazily done. Watchmen series is so damn good. I want to rewatch it when it gets closer to Emmy time.
I need to like leech off somebody's HBO account and watch it.
Yeah, real I do. Man, Regina King kills it. That woman is so damn talented. The guy who plays Her husband kills it. It's just really, Jeremy Irons is Ozymandias, dude.
Ooh.
Nutty, dude. Nutty. This show is so good. I don't want to spoil anything. I just want to put up there as accolades and recognition that it deserves all these award nominations. Great stuff. Great stuff. So moving on. I've had this kind of running gag as Austin has become our co-host, and he's done a miraculously amazing job, that I've been torturing him with new horrors that are going to bring the end of the world. And this is something I find interesting and fun. Last week we had the swarming bed of death ants, which he wasn't really too fond of. Mm-hmm. This week we get to get hype because scientists apparently resurrect a 100 million year old underwater life form.
Ooh, boy, that is such a fucking play of God.
Let's do it. Are you ready for Cthulhu?
I'm ready for another plague.
What if Cthulhu isn't this giant, super tentacled beast, but he's microscopic? And he just gets in your bloodstream. Like what are those creatures that eat the dander off your eyelids? Those weird, gross looking monsters. Chocolate, that the microscopic monsters that live on everyone and no one wants to think about it.
God, that'd be horrible.
What if there's just a trillion Cthulhus that run through your bloodstream and fucking make you do eldritch horrors, dude?
I mean, I will say this is both hilarious and scary how they're doing this evolution so quickly, and I am ready to take my my warlock patronage of Lurker in the Deep.
Dude.
And then I'll start casting Eldritch Blast.
Man, this is Leviathan, dude. We just found Leviathan. We're all one giant blob of humanity. There will be no wars.
So I think my first class feat I'll take when I become a warlock. When you become a warlock, you typically get several depths of Eldritch invocations. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to take probably like either Dark Vision or like Devil's Sight maybe, so I can see in the darkness at all times. Or maybe I'll just like learn Eyes of the Runekeeper and read all written languages at once.
You may want to stick with the dark one, because once we're forced to live underwater in the blackness of Miranda's Trench, you want to be able to see what's going on.
True. And then I'll probably take like Gifts of the Deep so I can kind of swim and breathe on the water perfectly.
Yeah. You super want to know how to breathe on the water, because the Cthulhu virus is going to make you walk into the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
And greet him head on. That's a good idea for a book. Don't steal. Don't steal. Don't steal.
You mean what has already happened with H.P. Lovecraft?
But was Cthulhu a virus? Okay, that was my question. I was thinking about this the other day. Is H.P. Lovecraft copywritten, or is that public domain?
It's copywritten, man. It's copywritten.
So the Lovecraft estate would sue you if you made any kind of H.P. Lovecraft
to the ground.
That's good to know. I'll stick with my retelling of Dracula.
Speaking of a retelling, moving on to movies, The Witcher is getting a prequel series on Netflix, which is
I hate this idea.
Guys, just stick with the main material. There's plenty to go off of.
I hate this idea so much. It's so money grubbing.
Just stick with the material.
So money grubbing.
Stick with the books, and then if you make enough money, move on to the games, because no one played Witcher 1.
Okay. It's the problem of Geralt of Rivia is the Witcher, right? Gary by the river, right? But he has other Witcher friends like his mentor and his other buddies that float around. And of course, Ciri, she's a Witcher. But I don't care about Witchers like 100 years in the past, unless you make me care about them. It's the whole Star Wars High Republic thing. I know you want to steer away from that and do your own thing and make your own money. Writer of The Witcher, who's a cantankerous old bastard. But can we at least get season 2 first?
I know. Christ, give us that much.
Can I at least get season 2 first? Can you do the spinoff once? you've gone so far in the future that there's no more stories to tell about Geralt?
This is just so dumb.
Our Siri?
This is dumb.
You'll do this
I'll probably
later.
enjoy it when it comes out, but not right now, people.
Do it, but the idea is insulting. Like, do it later.
Yes, it is. Which is why I am not looking forward to the Game of Thrones prequel series whenever that happens.
Henry Cavill has many years in him to be Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah, but it's not like such a long length of time still. Jesus Christ.
I don't like it. Like you said, I may enjoy it when it comes out. It may be the coolest thing since sliced bread. But as of right now, my hot take is that, no, sir, I don't like it.
But I'll say I'm lukewarm on the next subject, which is Detective Pikachu director is helming the project of Beyond Good and Evil as a movie for Netflix.
I had a joke about The Last of Us 2. And my joke was, are we going to get the HBO Last of Us TV series before we get the sequel? Obviously, that joke is dated because the game has been out and has been reviewed to all hell. But this is a true question. Are we going to get this Netflix film before we get the sequel?
That's actually a good question at this point.
Because we don't know where Beyond Good and Evil 2 is in development. We have no idea. They just keep telling us they're working on it. Of course you're working on it. But to be honest, it's way easier to organize and execute a film series, a TV series, than it is a video game. I think. What's your opinion on that? Do you think it takes less time to organize, cast, write, direct, produce a film series than it is to make a, let's say, 60-hour RPG experience?
It's truly based on the scope of both. Considering how big the game is, it's going to be huge. It's probably already taken like 5 years just to get rid of that right now, honestly.
Yeah.
And then you got to consider, like with a movie can take like maybe 2 or 3 years to create, produce, and shoot and whatnot. So,
But then you got to think about then filming. But then these actors are only filming for what? A year at max?
Yeah.
6 months?
And then there's like a few months of post-production after that.
Just post.
Put it together.
Right? And there are no variables. In video games, there's all these variables. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really is.
That's the scariest thing about game development to me, that you have to take into account every single possible variable.
It's super weird. I don't know how to feel about it. I guess we just got to wait and see how we get from a trailer.
Netflix has, always been known to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it comes to these things. So the only thing that actually was good that gives me hope was the Castlevania anime.
Oh, yeah.
So that gives me hope for all these little weird, existing only in words only projects. Like, Devil May Cry is coming out soon. And, Dragon's Dogma is coming out soon. And, well, I'll believe it when I see it kind of situation.
Yeah, exactly. We can't really say anything until we actually have something to lay our bare teeth into.
100%. Bare your fangs.
God.
That was so bad.
Well, that's a good way to close the podcast now, isn't it?
I think so. What are you looking forward to?
Not much. I am looking forward to doing some woodworking projects, like I mentioned, and having a somewhat easier week with no homework to do.
I am looking forward to continuing my obsession and my eventual de-evolution into Operation Greenhorn. I'm looking forward to having a piece of garlic bread that I really want.
Nice.
I really want a piece of garlic bread right now. I'm supposed to be getting my glasses this week, so I'm looking forward to trying those bad boys on and not having searing eye and brain pain 24 hours a day. That was going to be fun.
And go listen to Sandman, the Audible book.
And watching Umbrella Academy.
Season 2.
Season 2. I've been holding my breath. I'm probably going to start watching that today, so I'm looking forward to all that.
For those who do not know, Legend of Korra the entire series, Legend of Korra, is coming to Netflix August 14th.
I'm not a fan of Korra.
I never watched it, so I'm diving into it because I don't know what to expect.
I want to know your opinion.
I will tell you.
I'd love to hear it. That's why we have this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to support this podcast monetarily, you can always do it via our Patreon. where by giving us money, you give us power, and we just become a giant golden god, like unto Mr. Burns in that one Simpsons episode where he catches on fire. And if you want to support us now monetarily, you can always do so by liking our content, by subscribing to our channels, and by commenting on our posts. Because as you know, feedback's important. Is this episode good? Was it bad? Did it make you sad? Let us know, please, so we can make adjustments and give you the best possible podcasting product this side past Pennsylvania. People. Bars.
Pennsylvania. That's something.
You ever had Pennsylvania pizza, bruh?
I have.
It's okay.
But anywho, you can catch me at Austin Ozzy on Twitter and maybe other places. Who knows anymore? And we will look forward to catching you next week. And we encourage you to take that one step beyond.